What's going on, YouTube? Um, Today I wanted to talk a little bit about, the Pacific Palisades because I've been in there and obviously, I've been posting videos and going through these little small sections of Pacific Palisades and trying to show people a little bit of, what happened. And I'm going to show you more because I'm going to be going through these neighborhoods for the next, I don't know how many years. It's going to be a long time, but in the meantime, I'm running gravel, sand, burlap, straw wattle, all different types, and we're kind of preparing right now for what's to come with the rain. It's supposed to rain tonight and for a couple of days. I'm not sure how long and how heavy, but it's going to rain and it's going to cause a big mess and a big problem and potentially some really bad mudslides and floods. And that's not good. So we're doing everything that we can. I've been working like a dog. All last week I was working 12, 13, 14-hour shifts. I'm up at 4 a.m. and I don't get home till 6, and then I go to the gym and I'm exhausted. I'm pretty burned out. And then I try to come on here and talk a little bit about some of my thoughts regarding the housing market and what I see potentially happening in the future with Pacific Palisades. Some of the uncertainties and unknowns, which are still prevalent. There's a million questions that need to be answered. Anyways, and I'll continue to go back in there and post some more videos, and hopefully I can drive through a little bit more. And there's a lot of areas that I haven't showed and a lot of areas that are really hard to get into with my truck. I drive a pretty big semi truck, so it's not exactly the easiest place to get into. But also please take into consideration that it's kind of hard for me. I feel bad in all honesty. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. The other day I saw a family just sitting in front of their burned down house crying. They were sitting on the floor and they were just crying. Like, it sucks, dude. It really does. It's a terrible situation for everyone. And whether or not you were extremely wealthy or whether or not you weren't, and you were just, an average person who had a little business out of their garage and was, struggling to provide the life that you want to provide to your family. The Pacific Palisades coastal, global elite lifestyle, which is really hard to attain in life. It's not easy to live there. And if you are living there, you're doing something right. So anyways, please take that into consideration. It's really hard for me too. I kind of tear up when I see these people crying and stuff. It sucks, dude. It's super sad. So anyways, but I'll be in there. I'll be in there for a long time, and I'm dropping off a bunch of stuff and trying to prepare. So anyways, I came across an article the other day. Basically, it was an article about a new Los Angeles City ordinance, and I guess it's going to be called the RPO ordinance, or Resident Protection Ordinance. And basically, it sounds like affordable housing or Section 8 or low income subsidized housing is coming to Pacific Palisades. Now, I don't know what your opinion is on that, but I can tell you that this is going to be challenged because there are a lot of very wealthy people that work extremely hard to attain their wealth, and they live in these communities like the Pacific Palisades, and they're very exclusive and they're very wealthy. And I can promise you, the last thing that they want going up in their neighborhood is Section 8, because that's not good for real estate prices. I don't know if Section 8 is the correct terminology, but that's really what it is. It's low income, subsidized housing, right? It's just the more taxes imposed on wealthier people to subsidize the costs, rental costs or housing costs, to pay for low income people who can't afford to live there, right? Like, they're taking money from the rich in taxation and putting it into a program that subsidizes housing and pays for housing for low income people, right? That's all it is. It's a tax from one people to the next. Take the money from them and give it to them. So I don't know. I'll read you this little article. This is just a summarization of the article. It says a new Los Angeles ordinance, the Resident Protection Ordinance, could drastically change housing affordability in the affluent Pacific Palisades neighborhood. The RPO mandates that when older rent-controlled pre-1978 apartment buildings are rebuilt, they must be replaced with affordable to lower-income residents, regardless of the previous tenant's income. For newer buildings post-1978, owners must prove all tenants were high income for the past 5 years to avoid the same requirement. If records are incomplete, the city will assume a proportional need for low-income housing. This means even if the building housed wealthy residents, it would need to be rebuilt to accommodate lower-income families. So the affordable rents under the RPO would be significantly lower than the current market rates, potentially around $1,300 to $2,000 per month, compared to previously $4,000 to $5,000 for a two-bedroom. Those numbers are bogus. There's no way you're only spending $4,000 to $5,000 for a two-bedroom apartment in Pacific Palisades. That's bogus. I don't think that's accurate. But the fact that they're trying to make significantly lower market rents, $1,300 to $2,000 per month to live in Pacific Palisades. I mean, if you're on the lower end of the spectrum on your income, yeah, that sounds great. But if you're making, $1 million a month and you worked your entire life to save up money to live in this affluent, exclusive community, this is the last thing that you want. You don't want that. Why would you want subsidized housing in your neighborhood? I'm sure this is going to be challenged in the courts, because I don't know. A lot of people don't want Section 8 or low-income subsidized. It's basically a housing project. It'll be a newer style housing project, right? That's all it is in Pacific Palisades. So, and these people don't want that in their communities because it's going to potentially impact the property values in the future. So if this does pass, the city ordinance gets passed and is mandated, then I'm sure you will see more people leave Pacific Palisades than what was originally anticipated. I guess that's to be determined, and this is all just my thoughts and opinions, and I'm clearly speculating, but I could understand if I had $100 million in the bank, the last thing I would want is to live in a neighborhood that was going to build Section 8 housing. It's not good for real estate prices. It's just not, right? If you want the value of your home to go up, you need lower inventory and you need more exclusivity, right? This needs to be only for certain people who can afford to live here. So I think that more of these people, they're not going to go to Tennessee and Arkansas and, these redneck ass states. They're going to go to Laguna Niguel. They're going to go to Dana Point. They're going to go to San Clemente. They're going to go to Huntington Beach and they're going to go to Newport Beach. And, so because those communities also have the lifestyle that Pacific Palisades has, only thing is they're not going to have to wait 10 years to go back to Pacific Palisades. So, and especially if you have to wait 10 years to get your house rebuilt and the community rebuilt, and now you got Section 8. Is it Section 8? I don't know. I don't know if that's just a negative term used for government subsidized housing, but that's what it is, right? That's Section 8 is coming to Pacific Palisades apparently. So we'll see what happens. I don't think that's good for the real estate market, in my opinion. But I'm sure, it'll definitely help lower income people. That's the purpose, right? But we'll see what happens. I just wanted to bring that to your guys' awareness and attention. I don't know how likely this is going to be, but also please take into consideration the fact that there's a reason why it is so hard to build in these communities. Whether it's the permitting process, whether it's the Coastal Commission, whether it's, these organizations like NIMBY that'll sue the hell out of you. You got to understand, it's really hard to build a house in these communities for a reason. And the reason is because they don't want you building houses. Not in my backyard. They don't want you building houses. The more houses you build, the less exclusive our community is. when it's less exclusive, the value of our properties start to go down. And that these people are smart. They're not dumb. You know, we need to make this, you know, exclusive, whatever that means. But, you know, it's the truth. There's a reason why it's really hard to build there. It's because, first of all, it's really hard to build alongside of a cliff. And second of all, they don't want low-income housing and apartment complexes, and they don't want that in their neighborhood. They don't want, you know, but that's what will come. That's what will happen. You know, they're going to come home from work and there's going to be a taco truck. You know, you imagine buying a $10 million home and there's going to be a taco truck down the street, and you're going to come home from work and you're going to hear bop, 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 bop. They don't want that, dude. They don't want that in their front yard, in their backyard, in front of their grocery store. They don't want it. You call it whatever you want. It's reality. It's the truth. You call it whatever you want. It's the truth, you know? So anyways, I just wanted to give you some of my thoughts on that. And I'm not sure if you have any opinions or thoughts on how this could potentially, you know, positively impact home prices. Please put it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. You know, I don't know how you could wrap your head around that one, but anyways, I mean, it's good intent. You know, they're trying to make housing more affordable for people who don't make a lot of money. Like, from an ethical standpoint, like, that's good. That's a good thing to do. You know, we really should make housing, especially in Southern California, more affordable. But, you know, there's no reason why we can't do that. It's just the people who live in Pacific Palisades, they're not opposed to it. They're just opposed to making that affordable housing in their communities. Make affordable housing in Van Nuys, right? Or make it in Pacoima, or make it in, it's just the truth. You know, they're going to do everything they can to fight against this. And if they lose this in court, it's just one more reason to leave. Because you're going to be paying higher taxes so other people can live the lifestyle that you worked hard for. You know? Because that's really all it is. You know, a government subsidized housing program is really just imposing more taxes on wealthier people, taking the money and giving it to lower income people for free. And you're gonna pay the mortgage on a $10 million house, and right down the street there's some guy paying $1,300 to live in the same community. I don't think so, dude. I don't think that's gonna happen. And if it does happen, those people with $10 million are just gonna leave. They don't have to be there. They can be in Dana Point. Dana Point's pretty nice. I don't know if you've been there. It's pretty sick. So anyways, that's just some of my thoughts. And again, if you have any difference of opinion or thoughts or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. I really appreciate it. And thank you again to everyone who's been watching my videos. I'll do my best to continue posting videos and give you guys a little bit of like drive-throughs and updates on some of the new, you know, or not new, but some of the damage that's taken place in these neighborhoods. So just bear with me. It's not super easy to do, and it kind of makes me uncomfortable to do it too. I feel like I'm doing something wrong, driving through these communities and filming it and photographing it, and I feel bad. You know, I know that it sucks. It's not a cool situation. It's terrible. It's really sad. So anyways, until the next time, guys, I just wanted to talk about that today, and until next time, see you guys later.